Hola, hola. Welcome to Power BI. I thought it would be helpful to just do MP3 with you, which is this guy. So I've just downloaded my tables, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my relationships as discussed in class. Ooh, and I'm going to get rid of these 'cause these are nasty. So let's get rid of all the existing relationships. I'm going to zoom out here. Okay, let's get rid of that and that and that, and we're looking good. Looks like we still need to wrangle the customer table, so I'm going to go back to the customer table and transform the data. And I'm going to use this first row as headers, customer, use first row as header, close and apply. Looking good. We're going to come back here. And let's start with order detail is kind of our main sales table. So let's start there. So what do we got? Well, we have a product ID. So I'm going to go get that product table, and I'm going to link the product IDs together thusly. What else do we have? We have an order ID. So we're pretty much done on order detail. We have a category ID here on the product table. So I'm going to link that to category. And we also have a supplier ID, which I can't link because I don't have visible. There we go. So bada bing, bada boom. Okay, we're looking good. Do I see any other foreign keys present in the product table? I don't. So let's move on. Customer just has the customer ID, so I think I'm okay so far. Employee has employee ID, and looks like that's it. So I'm going to put these guys down here just for now. On the order, we do have the employee, so I'm going to grab that right there. We have the customer, so I'm going to put that there. And we've got the order ID, so we could actually link this guy, this guy here. Coolio. I think that's it there. I've got employee ID here, so let's just link here. And that looks good. And region has a region ID, and that's it. So region, we're fine. Employee, where's my territory table? Did I not get territory? Region. It looks like I didn't. I have to go get territory real quick. Load that puppy. Okay, and don't link, please. Please do not link automatically, my friends. Because who knows what trouble. Oh, wait, I had territory. I just didn't zoom out. Wild times. Wild times. Okay, so then we need to link the region here. And we need the territory here. Okay, so this is region, territory, region. Does supplier have any other foreign keys besides supplier? It does not. So this looks good. I think this is right. You can pause the video right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think there were only 9. So you should be good here. Pause the video here if you need to work on your relationships. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's go back. We're just going to go through this together. We've done this part. We're good. Write a measure for every request below. Count how many employees have been with the company longer than 5 years. Okay, so that sounds, and again, you're going to see, I don't know all DAX by heart, but we're going to figure it out. I'm going to add a measures table here. So if I go to this view and we go new table, and if I go to my recording symbol there is getting in the way. If we go to le measures is equal to squiggly blank squig, we've got our measures table. Perfect. So I need to know how long people have been together. Let's go back. Excuse me. Okay, so we've got a hire date, and we know what today is. So, let's just let's just do a little, okay, let's add a column here. So we're going to do new column. And we're going to go the date diff is equal to date diff, which is a function, which is the higher date, and then the difference between today. Now look, the last parameter says interval, but it gives me a bunch of options. So let's do day. Let's be crazy and do day. So if I then say what if we did this? I'm just, going crazy here. Let's just see what happens. I like it. So, I think we're good. We got our field that we need. There we go. We got our field we need. So we have the date diff, which is years. Although I kind of want to see that in decimal. But I guess for now we'll leave it. Okay, so we have our years, which we could have just done year here, but I wanted to see the decimal, which is why I did this. Although, can I see decimal? And I want 1, 2. Now we're cooking with oil, people. There we go. Okay, sweet. So we know that it is a decimal number, which is why I didn't want to do year. I didn't want a whole number. Although now I'm super curious if we just did year here and left that, what would happen? Yeah, see, we didn't want that. See, there's method to the madness. We want the decimal. Okay, so we got our decimal. So now if I go back to my measures table, and if I hit new measure, and I want, what are we calling this again? What do we got cooking here? How many employees have been with the company longer than 5 years? So I would say count of employees with 5 years is equal to calculate. Always calculate. Well, most of the time calculate. And we're going to count. We were in the employee table, and we did this date diff field. Did we add a year field? Let's go back. We have date diff. That's the field we want. Sweet. So if I go back here, I want to count date diff right there. Where date diff date diff is greater or equal to, well, greater than 5, which is why the decimal was relevant there. Okay, let's see what we got. So count how many of those are greater than 5. Is that real life? Let's look. Sweet. It worked. Okay, so that's number 1. Let us roll forward. Okay, so let's go get the next problem. What is the average unit price of products both purchased from suppliers in the US and sold to customers in the US? So I need to know that it's being sold in the US from products purchased in the US from our suppliers. Okay, check this out. I think this is kind of cool. Kind of jazzed about this. If we go to the table view of our order detail, and this is where relationships, I think, are going to make more sense to you when you see what happens here. If I go new column and I say I want to get the supplier region new is equal to related. Now check this out. I can just go get it. Okay, it is mine to take. Boom. What the heck? So we've got the supplier region in our order detail. How the heck does that work? Let us return. We're in order detail, right? Well, order detail contains something you may like to refer to as product ID. Well, no, not that one. Hold on. Where's product ID? Product ID, bada bing. See? They're here and they're here. And product ID happens to have a relationship with, guess who? Supplier on the supplier ID. So I can access this table from this table through product. All of those have relationships. So it lets me go get the supplier because I have a relationship from product and from product to supplier. Bada bing. So we've got the supplier country now. So all we need now is the where we sold it, the country where we sold it. Let's go back to our table or our relationships. We sold it. We'll know where we sold it based on the customer, which again, I believe we should have that relationship already set up. So we should be able to go here, new column, customer, region, new is equal to related, customer, country. We are cooking, good looking. Okay? Collectively, not individually. Collectively, we are cooking. Okay, so all we have to do now is say we could write our measure now. We're in a good spot. If we go back here, we could say new measure, and we could say average sale price is equal to calculate average, and we want to take the average of order detail, and it's like the unit price. Exactly. Where what? Where that new, this guy is equal to US, comma, and the new, but this time supplier, right? We did customer, supplier is equal to US. I think that's it. I think that should work. Please don't fail me, Power BI. Please don't sass me. Well, let's come back here. Average sale price totally doesn't work. Perfect. Let's troubleshoot our friend here. Is it single quote? I can never remember this. Doesn't seem like single quote is being enjoyed there. Well, is it United States? Well, before I touch anything, let's just go find out. So let's go back to table view. If we go to customer, and if I go to country, it is USA. People, we're not lost. We're not lost. Okay, USA, USA, bada bing. We go back here, it works. Okay, sweet. That's number 2. Alrighty, let us now do number 3. Let's see. Create a new order detail sales table that contains only the best and worst performing region. This one isn't a measure, it's a table. Okay. So first off, in order to do this, I do need to know who is the best performing region and the worst performing region, so then we can filter by that. So let's do this. Let's create a new summary. So let's find out. Okay, let's move this over here. So if we go new, no, we don't want that. We want to go here and modeling and new table. And we're going to say sales by region is equal to summarize. And we're going to pass in the order detail table. And then we're going to pass in, what do we want to group on? We want to group on the region, which we've already created, which is the customer region. That's where we're shipping it to. And we want to do, and by the way, I'm going to do this a little cleaner so you can see this. So we're doing this, and we're doing a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. And then we want to summarize this table, the order detail table, and we want to group by the region, and then we want to use sales, which is the sum of, and actually, do we have a sales? We do have a sales and I'll show you that column shortly. So this should work. Let me see that. Let's just see what this comes up with. Okay, so if I go here, that's what it should give you. Now, I did use a sales, so go back to order detail. I added a sales, which is literally just unit price times quantity. So I would say pause the video, add a sales column, because I don't want to have to use an iterator function because I'm just going to simplify. I'm going to add a column that does a lot of the work for me by unit price times quantity. That gives me sales. So then I can use sales by region and just sum on the sales column, which we just created. Okay. So I have now, I'm showing region and sales. So then if I wanted the best selling region, I would do this. Give me the top N. You guys know this one. Of, and again, look, it says pass in a table. I'm passing in the summary, baby. Okay, so I can comma here, and that's the table. And I want to order by, actually we don't even need sum, we just need sales. Sales, we need a comma there, descending, okay? So this should give me the top selling, from the summarized table, this should give me the number one selling region. Let's see what happens. It does. So then I need to know the worst selling region as well. You could use top end to do this. So I'm going to add something called a union. Actually, before I do that, let me just show you what a union does. Okay, union. I've got sales and color and height. And colors purple and blue and pink, and height is 10 centimeters, 15 centimeters, 20 centimeters, and sales are just some random numbers. Okay, so here's the gig. Let's say I had this exact table down here, but this time the numbers were different. Okay, and the colors were different. Okay, value that out. This one's going to be green and red and yellow. And this is going to be 5 centimeters, 4 centimeters, 3 centimeters. Can I combine these two tables so that the output would be this? And the answer is, the answer is yes, you can combine them, unioning together. So if this table is identical in, by the way, you could have an extra row here. That's fine. So let's add that here. But as long as the columns are the same, you can combine these two data sets into one data set called union. So I'm going to union, and what am I unioning together? I'm going to union this table I just created and, wait for it, the exact same table again. That's my union right there. Okay, so let's see what that gives us. Pause the video. What should this return? Okay, hopefully you paused the video and you thought about that, and watch what happens. If I return, it's the same thing. It should return USA twice, right? We just combined the same table twice. However, if I change this to ascending, suddenly this top end would give me the worst. This would give me the best, because remember, ascending would be smallest to largest. Descending would be largest to smallest. If I hit OK, we've got Poland now. So we're showing a table with USA and Poland. Okay, so we're almost there now. So all we need to do now is create. I'm going to get rid of this guy. I'm just going to, click off. I want to create a new table, which is what we were asked to do. And this table will be this will be called, what is it called? It's called new order detail with best and worst, something like that. Filter, and we're going to filter the, what is it called? The order detail table. And the filter expression is going to be, actually, do we even need this? That has been filtered. Could we do, okay, where we need to do where the new region, which is this guy, is in values, and watch what I do. I'm going to go back to top and bottom regions. Top, exactly. Now we're playing it. Custom region new. Okay, so let's pause here. Let's just pause. So filter, you know about filter. Filter returns a new table with filters. And you're saying, hey, filter this table and only return this table if the customer region new, meaning like where do we sell stuff, to what customers do we sell stuff, is in these regions I just discovered in this table over here. Let's just see what this returns. Does this work? Huzzah, we've done it. So let's reevaluate what we did. First, we created a new table that, and by the way, this might not even be the best way to do it. I'm just like spitballing here. I'm throwing paint at the wall. Do you know about top end? You do know top end. You know about summarize? You do know about summarize. I threw in a new union one because I thought that'd be easy to slap it together. This is actually something I learned from MySQL, same concept, which I've explained. So again, we got the lowest and best performing countries on this table, and then we just created a new table. All we did was create a new table where this column is equal to, I want to see it though, this column right there. That's all we did. Hey, give me a new table where this column is equal to this column. But this column was calculated dynamically, getting the best and worst region. Pretty cool. All right, on to the next one. On to the next one. Let's see what we got. Get rid of that. Okay, what do we got? What are we looking at? Show sales for all products that received a discount. Let's go look at our tables. Let's look at our, again, we don't even need that. So we're just, that was for the sake of that. Let's look at this one. So which of these have received discounts? Well, this measure seems like it's going to be pretty easy because the discount's already here. So again, all we need to know is show sales for all products that did receive a discount. So I'm just going to spitball here. Let's go back to our measures table. Measures, let's clean this up. New measure, and I want to show total discounted sales is equal to the calculate the sum of and remember we created that sales column, which is super useful because now we don't have to do an iterator, and we're going to filter on whether the discount, which is there, is not equal to 0. Wait, what was the question? That received a discount. Yeah, so if it's not equal to 0, which we should really be greater than 0, right? Can't have a negative discount. If it's greater than 0, then we want to sum the sales. Let's see what we get for this. Does this work? Matrix. Total discounted sales. That looks clean. Let's go review our DAX one more time to sanity check. We're here, we're here, we're here, we're there. That's pretty much it, right? Oh wait, and then that. Where's the end of my sum? Oh, it's right there. Yeah, that's fine. So sum this where order detail discount is greater than 0. That one's pretty simple. Okay, good. That's good. That worked. Okay, let's check the next one. Here we go. Show the ratio between product sales that are sold on discount. We just did that. And all product sales. You should end up with a single percentage. We have most of this measure done. So the new measure would say percent of products sold on discount is equal to the total discounted sales. That's one measure divided by, and then here we would just say, well, I don't even think we need to calculate sales. That feels like it should work. So we're just like, give me the total discounted sales divided by the total sales. Let's matrix her up. See what she gives us. Total discount. No, that's total discounted sales. Percent. 45% of products are sold on discount. Sweet. Alrighty, let's check out the next one. Add a column to your order detail table that adds a flag for the following. So we need to like bucket by this stuff. So if I go to order detail really quick, I need to know what this product is. So let's go to product. So it's actually not even asking for the product name. It's saying, hey, if it contains bags or bottles or jars, I forget what the request was, but we need this field. And as you know, we can go grab that really easily just by saying order detail new product description is equal to the related, and we're looking for the product. What is it? Product category, product name, something about quantity, product quantity per unit. That's what it is. Okay, so now that we've got this column, friendos, we can check for, let's check for bottles. Is bottles one of them? It is. So we've done this many times in our class. I still think it's a really useful exercise. If statements are the worst because they're really hard to organize correctly, we're going to use instead our favorite, which is the switch. So let's do it. So we need to do buckets. We'll call it a bucket. Volume buckets is equal to switch true. Bro. Really. Volume. Power BI, man. Sometimes switch true. Okay, I'm going to hit escape because I don't want to see. There we go. And then what we want to do is we're going to use find. So we're like, hey, find bottles. And this says returns the starting position of one text string within another text string. It is case sensitive. So let's look. Actually, we don't want case sensitive, so let's use search. Is not case sensitive, so let's go find it. Search for bottles, and within the order detail new product description, yes. The start position's 1. Not found is 0. If that's true, if that's greater than 0, because what would this return? Think back on your Excel days. If we did find P within this, it would return a number. Same thing, right? Microsoft Functions, right? It's a text, it's a text function. It's looking for text. It's going to give you the starting number. So if it's greater than 0, then give me bottles. Okay, so all this says is, hey, look for bottles. If it gives you a position, that means bottles is present. This would give you like, I don't know, 16 or however many text characters it's over from the left. And if it's greater than 0, then just give me bottles. Let's see if this works. Excellent. So then we're just going to write a bunch of these. Bada bing. And we're going to do a little bit of the zip zap zaba doop. Bottles, pieces. Good. Das gut. And we're going to do cans. And we're going to do jars. A little jarlick. Wait, jars. And then everything else is going to be blank, which I think we can use the true for. But we can figure that out. Okay, so let's run that. Okay. Oh, wait, no, but we don't want bottles. We want pieces, and we want cans, and we want jars. There we go. All right, let's review our, so bottles came up, pies did not, that's okay. Sausages, packages, but looks like did we get all of them? Bottles, cans, jars, bottles, cans, jars, pieces. Sweet. And by the way, I think blank is good enough. So now we can, well, we just solved that one. Yeah, so we just solved this one. So now we can go on to the next one. So all right, what does this guy say? Once you have this new column added, show sales for all bottle products, but only for products provided by U.S. and Canada suppliers. Dun, dun, dun. Show sales. So this is a measure, and we need bottle. So this should actually be, I would say this is one of the simpler requests, because all we need to do is go here, new measure, and we're going to say sales for bottles, U.S. and can is equal to the sum of... we made that beautiful sales column, so we can just sum on that, and we're filtering. What are we filtering on? Well, first we have that new region uh, customer region, and then again, let's do in values. I don't know. Could we do in? We might have to we have to chat this. Table name or comment. Yeah, we don't want that. In USA, Canada. Let's see if we can get away with this. You know, let's just play around. Not supported in this context. What if it was a squiggle, which is the technical name for that one? I think that does work. Let's check. Let's just see. You know, we're going step by step. We're iterating. It does work. So what did we do there? I really like in, by the way. In is useful because you can pass in columns if you use the values after in. In this case, I didn't pass in a column like we did before. I just want to pass in two specific words, USA and Canada, because I'm hard coding those in. That was part of the request. And we can't use the parenthesis for this. We have to use the squiggle, and it worked. So that's cool. But that's not the only thing we wanted, right? Let's go back. Oh, it needs to be bottles. So then I just need to do this. We created that cool column, and the cool column was volume buckets. Volume buckets is equal to bottles. Bada bing. Bada ba ba. Okay, so let's clean this up for y'all. Sum, and we're summing here, and we're doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I think that's pretty much, my sum ended there, but we're calculating. These are our filters right here. So we summed here, we filtered here. Okay? So it looks like that worked. All right, let's see what we got on the doorkit. Recommend based on your measure 3 territories not in the US or Canada that we should cut based on poor sales. Okay, I like this one. This seems very multi-steppy. So let's dive in, shall we? First, we need a new table. And we're going to have sales by... Okay, I'm on the recording. Yes, I'll be right out. Yes, I'll be right out. We need this to be sales by... Actually, no, we don't want this. We just want this to be new sales table. And remember, filter just returns a table that's filtered. So we want to return the order detail table, but this time we don't want it to contain US or Canada. Now, as you remember, if we wanted only US and Canada, we would just take the region, which we've added and used multiple times, which is where the customer is shipping to, where we ship the customer to. And we could say in squiggles, Canada, USA. And this is legal syntax. This works. However, we are doing the opposite. We don't want, so we want the same sales table without these two entries. So we just add a not right here. Why does the not go here and not right there? I have no idea. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But for whatever reason, it's not order detail, blah, 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 in. So again, the syntax is nonsensical to me, but there we have it. So we have a new sales table. So now that we have that new sales table, I can now get what we want. We can get the info we need, which is summary of new sales table is equal to let's do this right. Let's do this right. Summarize. And we don't want add new columns. We want the table, which is the new sales table. That's the table we're passing in. And what do we want to group by? We want to group by the new sales table region. And then these pop-ups. And then we want to do sales, which is the sum of new, what is it? Well, these pop-ups aren't allowing me to see. It's the new sales table, and we want the sum of sales. Right there. Order detail sales. So that's going to we're summarizing the filtered table, the filtered table was new sales table. And we're like, yo, give me sales by region, which is what this says. So let's just see what that gives us. Okay, it's giving us that, but without. So, wait, whoa. Is that giving us? We need summary of new sales table right there. What is it not liking? Okay, I'm confused. Let's just simplify. It is working. I don't know why it's throwing that red. It is working. And notice US and Canada are not present, which is pretty sweet. So then we can do, yes, you've guessed it. We're going to use the top N. On this guy, we want 3. And the table we're going to use is right there. It's the summarized table. So, comma, and then we want to order this by the, we want to order it by this sales table. So can I say sales? I think I can. I think I get away with that. And let's see. Do we need 2 commas? 3 comma table comma sales ascending. Wait, no, sales comma ascending because we want the lowest. So if I run this, we should get the 3 lowest. Ooh, my blessed Argentina. I'm sorry, Argentina. Those are our 3. So now we know these are the 3 lowest sales countries. So then, what does the problem actually ask for? What recommend based on your measure 3 territories? I mean, I would allow this, but you could go 1. This is good enough. So you got the 3 lowest countries, and you're fine there. So good stuff. Way to go. Okay. What's next? What % of products have been discontinued? Let's find that out, shall we? So if we go to product, I would have to assume there is. Beautiful. So here, again, I think this is a relatively simple measure, which is we're just going to say % of products discontinued is equal to, and we're going to take the count, but we need to calculate first, of the count of product, and we're going to say discontinued. That's our count, where that guy, product discontinued, is equal to 1. So let's make sure that works first. So how many products have been discontinued? No, that's sold on discount. 8 products have been discontinued? Is that real life? That sounds wrong. Let us verify, shall we? Oh, there we go. It is 8. Okay, cool. So then the other side of that measure, as you have already guessed, is divided by, and then you're just going to do the old, you don't need to calculate here. Count of products discontinued, right? There's no filter. There's no calculate needed. Why does that dislike me so? What if we just wrapped in a calculate, to make it feel better? Calculate. Why? Well, again, this is good though, because we're going to see some troubleshooting. Let's just put this in its own measure and just see, does that give us the count? Okay, little brother, come on. Okay, count of all products. Okay. So let's add to here the count of all products. It does work. So I think it might not be represented as a %. Maybe that's the issue. So then again, just to illustrate, we got a matrix. We have the count of all products, which is 77. We have the percent of products discontinued. Nope, discontinued. Oh wait, is discontinued the one not working? I thought we just checked that and it was 8. Oh wait, no, because that was this guy. Let's just get rid of that. And we'll just say count of discontinued prods. Okay, so we have that. We have count of all products. I wonder if I needed to use divide. I don't know. Let's try. Percent of discontinued prodies is equal to the count of discontinued products divided by the count of all products. And then if we added this, that does work. Is that 10%? It's approximately 10. 8 divided by 77 is 10.3%, 10.4. Okay, so why did it not work before? I have no idea, but we got it to work, so that's good. So that would be our measure for that one. Great job. All right, what else do we got? We're so close. Show me the best employee. Show me the best employee based on sales output. Show their first and last name. I think this one's actually easier than you think. If we go to order detail, and again, I just keep coming back to this because of how sweet this is. But I think we can just grab the employee, TBH. So if I just said order deet emp name is equal to related employee name. And actually, I'm going to play one better here. Concat. No. Is it not concat? Well, and related employee last name. Does that work? We're going to find out. It does. It's cool because that's very similar to Excel, right? I don't know why concat didn't work, but same concept of grabbing related, but this time we're just combining it into one field so we have their first and last name. So now all we have to do, like we're so close here, we're like literally on the cusp. So we just go to table tools and we're just going to say best employee is equal to, yes, you guessed it. Yes, you're on the right track. Summarize. We're going to use the order detail. We're going to do a little bit of this to clean this up. And what do we need here? I need the pop-up so it'll tell me. I want the pop-up. There we go. Oh, we want to group by stuff. We want to group by that new column we actually just created. It's like employee. Where was that? There it is. Order deet emp name. I like it. And now we're just going to do tote sales, which is the sum of sales, which we have in the order detail. We created that sales column. So that is now nice and summarized. And I know you know where this is going now, so let's just get a little preview. Ooh, nice and summarized. So then we just do the top n of, we want the highest row from this table, and we're going to order by tote sales descending, and we are done. Margaret Peacock, bless your heart, you are crushing sales. That's it. Again, the fact that you show a line, I'm fine with that if you included additional info, but you got the name. So, okay, let's see what else is on the docket. Show me the sum of all characters of all of our products. Each product has a character length. Add these lengths up together and give me one number. Okay. If we go to the product table, Where is our product table? Our products have names apparently. So if we add a new column and we just say length of prod name is equal to the length of product name. We have a length here, which means now we can write a measure very simply in the measures table, which is, hey, total car length is equal, or car prod length is equal to the sum of length, something about length. Let's test that in a matrix. Total car length. Wow, look at all those characters. Okay.